run up to the children returning to school this year has been very different in our house. Along with the obligatory new pencil case, who would have thought that hand sanitizer would have been something that was essential for the school bag for going back to school? Strange times, isn't it? The coronavirus outbreak has caused major disruptions to daily life, and the children are feeling these changes deeply as well. While the return to school will be not only welcome but exciting for many students, they will be excited and thrilled, and us parents will be, the ones that have been homeschooling for the last few months, we'll certainly having the flags out. However, others will be feeling anxious or frightened. And being a parent myself, I thought it would be a really useful idea to put a little video together with some hints and tips just to help our children navigate some of the complicated emotions that they may be facing with going back to school. So when I was actually chatting with a friend last week, she was telling me that her child is really scared and really frightened to be going back into the school environment. And she was asking sort of how she could help him feel at ease. What could we do to help our kids at this time? Well, starting school or starting a new school year can be stressful at the very best of times, let alone during a global pandemic. You can make your child feel at ease by having a really open and honest conversation with them about what it is that's worrying them, and letting them know that you're a bit worried and uncertain at times as well. That's always really useful. That it's natural for them to feel anxious and to have mixed emotions about returning. Children may feel nervous or reluctant to return to school, especially if they've been learning at home for the last few months and they've been quite comfortable with that as well. And it's really important to be honest with them. For example, you could go through some of the changes that they may expect at school, such as there might be people wearing masks or some sort of protective clothing, for example, when they're making their meals, etc. Children may also find it difficult being physically distanced from friends and teachers as well. So an honest chat about that as well could encourage them to think about other ways to bond and to stay connected to their friends and their teachers as well. And remind children about the positives, that they will be able to see their friends again and their teachers, and to continue on that learning journey as well and learning new things back at school. And give them lots of reassurance. So during the lockdown, we've been told to stay at home, remain socially distant from others, and wash our hands regularly. So this means that children may find it difficult to go back to school because there might be that little bit of uncertainty there as well, and it'll be going to be a huge change from what they've been asked to do during the pandemic. So talk with your child about ways that they can stay safe at school and that it's still important, such as washing their hands before and during, after they're eating, and reassuring them that the school are going to be putting measures in place to keep them safe as well. So just like we then went on to chat about how to encourage our children to follow precautions such as the frequent hand washing, etc., and the physical distancing. So how can we do that then without alarming them, of course? It doesn't need to be a scary conversation. You could be singing a song, doing a TikTok dance, whatever it is, doing a bit of a dance when they're washing their hands, just to make that learning fun when they're washing their hands. So make sure to teach them about the fact that, even although germs are sometimes invisible, they could still be there. So it's really important. If they've got the reason why, then they're much more likely to be washing their hands when they need to be. make them aware that it will be something that the teacher will be encouraging as well. It's not going to be unusual to be sanitising hands at the beginning and at end of sessions as well. It's something that's going to be the new normal for them. So I was thinking about how can I gently check in to make sure that my child is actually coping. And it's important to be calm and proactive in your conversations with your children. So check in with them to see how they are doing. Their emotions will change regularly, and you need to show them that that's perfectly normal and that's okay. Whether at school or at home, caregivers can engage children in creative activities such as playing and drawing to help them express some of these emotions that they might be feeling. And it's a really good way of communicating any negative feelings that they may be experiencing in a safe and supportive environment. This really helps children to find positive ways to express difficult feelings, such as anger, fear or sadness. So if your wee one is struggling to tell you how they are feeling and express that, for example, you're getting lots of them just saying that they're worried or they're sad and they're not really sure why, then getting them to write or draw some words down or draw a picture of how they're feeling can just try and help them to communicate to you. Or you might write some words down, put them on post-it notes like lonely, overwhelmed, angry, worried, fearful, and then you could ask your child to point to them and get them to display how they're really feeling. That's a really good way to start a conversation with your child. And as children often take their emotional cues from the key adults in their lives, including us parents and teachers, it's really important that we manage our emotions as well and remain calm and listen to the children as well and take on their concerns. Speak kindly to them and also give them lots of reassurance as well. And the last couple of things I want to mention are number one, don't put pressure on yourself. The transition back into school life is likely to take some time for all of us, teachers included. Lots of children will experience ups and downs, and we can only try our best to support, reassure and comfort them without putting pressure on yourself as well, to make sure that their homework's done on time and to make sure that they're settling back into a new routine straight away. Just like we take a bit of difficulty getting into lockdown, it's going to take a little bit of transition to come out as well. And last but not least, as we're reflecting on what's happened during the past few months to all of us, it's important to help our children develop hope and a sense of excitement for the future. At a time like this, it can be hard to feel positive, but identifying the things that they can look forward to will certainly help them to realise that the current situation won't last forever and that their feelings will change, and that's okay, because after all, it is okay to reach out. So I just want to say thanks for listening. I hope you found that really useful, and until next time, bye for now.